Good morning, everyone. Well, we're back for part number whatever. I don't even remember how many parts we have to this thing, but we're working on the mobile egg laying hut again today, and I think we're going to finish it up. So I came up with what I believe is a fairly decent idea on how to make this roof. The tin that we have here right now is just a bit too short in length. We have some other pieces of tin that are much longer than this, so I'm going to bring them over and cut them. And then we'll probably raise the tin up about an inch or two. We'll pin it down, and I think that's going to be it. I don't think I'm going to modify this thing anymore. But mainly we want that tin on the top to keep the laying boxes from getting too hot, and we also want to try to keep some rain out of it too. So I got my tin, the longer pieces of tin, and I brought them over. I got one marked out with the right length. I just use a pencil. There's the line right there. And I use this piece of 2x2 as my straight edge. You'll notice I'm not super duper precise about stuff because chickens don't really care how precise you are. I think this is fairlatively, wow. Fairlatively. I think this is relatively straight. Maybe. Maybe not. It definitely angles a little bit. But anyhow, now I've used tin snips before, especially in the mini eggmobiles when I put their roofs on to cut the tin to size. But using tin snips on this would be a real pain. I wonder if I have another tool over here that might be a little more efficient at cutting tin. Let me see. I don't know. Oh, there it is. I think they call that thing an angle grinder. Never used one before. There's got to be a manual somewhere on how to operate it. Oh, perfect. Since I'm kind of green at using an angle grinder, I'm going to practice on something first because I want to make sure that I have good technique and I can cut a straight line. So I'll work on this and get a little experience at it. Oh yeah, I'm like an expert with this thing right out of the gate. I didn't know a person could learn something so fast. Did I mention it's hot out here today? Well, that turned out pretty good with the tin. So we got this piece here and this piece over here, and we'll put that on the mobile egg laying hut. Now, the next step was going to be to raise kind of this whole top part up, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I decided I'm just going to take a 2x2, and I got one that's purposely deformed a little bit. You can see from here it bows up a little bit, and we're going to use this kind of to create a little bump that this tin's going to sit across to give it a slight pitch on either side. And I think we'll be okay to do that. I'll probably hang this off the side just a little bit too, to give it some strength on either side. When I get done here and start screwing this down, you'll see why I'm leaving a little extra 2x2 sit out. So I'll work on that next. So the next thing I started working on, and I forgot to film some of it, was me putting some screws in to hold down our new roof. So you can kind of see a line of screw heads sticking up here. I know you can get like roofing screws that have the little gaskets to make a better seal so that the wood doesn't rot. We'll see how this does. If I have to replace some of the boards or whatever, I'll certainly do that in the future. But I'm going to keep going here. I got to put some more screws on this side, and then I got to do a row of screws here and a row of screws here, and then I'm going to be pretty close to done. One of the reasons I decided to kind of move it along here and not add that extra inch or two of height to the roof is that those clouds have been moving this direction out of the southwest since this morning, and I can tell that there is some rain falling out there. So I want to kind of hurry this up because the rain will be here before I know it, more than likely. It kind of looks like maybe the rain's gonna pass us by, at least on this round. I think the mobile egg laying hut is completed. This roof is on here pretty sturdy. You'd have to have quite a wind come along to press this way down or lift this way up to get it to do anything. I think it looks pretty good. It's got a good bit of weight on it. I don't think it'll tip over, not easily. It's got a pretty low center of gravity. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some mulch from the silvopasture, and I'm going to put it into the laying boxes. Then I'll go put it with that stuff over there. And hopefully the hens will start laying eggs in it. At least that's what one could hope for. I mean, that's why I built it. So I went out to the silvopasture and I got some pine needles and some mulch. And this is what it looks like. Most of the pine needles are underneath here. There they are. So I'm going to just kind of mix this all up and we'll shove it into the egg boxes. All right, I got the bedding in the nest boxes or egg boxes. You'll hear me use that interchangeably sometime. Chickens will arrange the bedding how they like it, and I hope they like this kind. I'm used to using like straw or old hay, so this is the first time I'm using pine needles and palmetto mulch. Now that we have the roof on, I'm going to give this a little pull and see how heavy it is. Oh, that's not bad at all. Wow, that moves real nice. All right, so let's head over to the Eggmobile Industrial Complex, or whatever I called it earlier. We'll see if we can drum up some interest in these ladies to sit in here and lay some eggs. That'd be great. Hey girls, you gonna come over? Wanna lay some eggs in this thing for me? Really help me out. Hey, I got a rider. All right. I need to make something for this to, like a hook or something for that to stay up. All right, so I have to stay down for now. That's okay. They're definitely curious about it. Okay, well, I could stare at the chickens all day. So last night I was sitting and giving this some thought on how I want this thing oriented. So of course down here, like most places in the US and the world, the sun comes up in the east over this direction and it goes across the sky to the west. So I figured to keep at least one side of this nice and cool all year long is to have the one nesting box side facing to the north. So that'd be this side here. And then we'll have the other nest box facing to the south, which would be this one over here. And it may heat up the very end nest boxes, but you still have 6 that won't get a lot of direct sunlight. And I put enough of a lip on this thing here that it should keep a lot of the afternoon sun off of it, which is what I was hoping for. Plus, the way this thing's built, it has a lot of airflow. I wanted to keep it open. We'll probably use the middle of this for some storage or something like that, or just let the chickens hang out in and around underneath it, whatever. And so I guess I'll walk away and come back later and see if we find any eggs in here. But I did want to take time to give a shout out to Duncan's Family Farm for fabricating this thing. I think these nesting boxes are pretty high quality. I could have probably made one out of wood if I wanted to, but it would have been even heavier than what it is now. So we'll see how this material does in the hot, humid, soupy weather down here in Florida, and if it can stand up to the heat and the rain and all that good stuff. It looks like the goat likes this too. Hey, Buck. Something else we learned can be helpful to help the hens start to lay in these laying boxes is to put some golf balls in there, and it'll make them think that they should be laying their eggs in there. So I'm gonna put golf balls in. Yeah, those look good. All right, we girls know the drill now, right?
Minnie was